Buenos noches. I hope everybody had a blessed Thanksgiving. I did. It was freaking awesome. I got a chance to go back home for a quick trip, very quick trip back to Virginia. It had been about 7 or 8 years since I had been home for Thanksgiving. Um, so it was freaking awesome. I got a chance to see my little tender, my niece. Ugh, she makes me melt. And I got a chance to see my best friend, um, B, which was freaking awesome. And shout out to her, doing big things. She's starting PA school tomorrow. So live in the moment, honey. Yes, so proud of you. And I came back from VA last night. The struggle was really real. Anybody who knows me knows I get tender with a quickness, and it was dark and I was driving. I left late from Virginia and I was extremely sleepy, but I made it back, which is a blessing. And it seems like in my moments of boredom, I get the desire to do videos, and I'm at the point where if it's something in my spirit, okay, I'm just gonna do it because I really don't care. I'm gonna do what I want. Do what I want. Um, and I am a person who loves my space. Um, I love being alone. I like being in solitude. I don't mind having company, but I really do enjoy being alone. And I feel like sometimes with that, you have to, when you're alone a lot, you have to figure out ways to somehow express yourself, whether it's, writing your feelings down, making videos, um, just something to let it out. Because if you do have like deep thoughts and feelings, um, sometimes it can mess with you. So it's important to actually get it out. And I do have friends, like I mentioned before, to talk to and vent, but a lot of my time I spend alone. So I have to really put effort and figure out ways to release those thoughts. And one of the things that I've been thinking about lately is, there's a reason why people cannot be explained. Um, and it's because we're creations. And that may sound really like deep and heavy, um but it's like so true. I'm 30 now, and I feel like that my 20s, a lot of the years of my 20s I was winging it. Of course we're learning, who we are, and I feel like there's a very small percentage of people who um are just born with that ability, or really like know who they are, and just have like everything figured out. And that's a very, very small percentage. Nobody that I know, but I'm sure that there's somebody out there like that. But the majority of the people, you're fighting through this thing called life. Like, life is really real. And so I feel like like I said, a lot of my years were winging it and trying to figure things out. And in the process of, you know, trying to learn who I am, trying to figure out what I want to do, not having all the answers, still having adult responsibilities, and feeling like one thing is piling onto another. That is a lot. It really is a lot. And on top of that, like people who are married, people who have kids, bills, it's a lot. And shout out to the people who, maybe in high school, or, in college, or just in general, don't have to take care of themselves. You better live, man, because it's a lot. It's one thing to try to figure things out, internally, to try to figure out who you are, but it's another when you got grown people responsibilities and you got to pay bills. So shout out to the people. Take advantage of it and live, man. So now that I'm 30, um, I feel like it's self exploration and self discovery, which I feel like, of course, is ongoing. But at this stage in my life, is very important. It's very important that, I live my truth. It's very important that I figure out who I truly am totally. And that involves digging deep in my past, not being in denial about certain things, figuring out where I need to, improve and change to get to my truest and highest self, because I feel like um, trying to get to that point is a process. And if I don't get to that point where I'm my truest and highest self and am able to come out of denial about certain things and speak certain truths, regardless whether you choose to speak it to somebody else or not, but to admit it to myself, I can never be um, as powerful as I was meant to be, because I'm just stuck in a whirlwind. So for me, being 30, um, I need to really do my work. As a young Levant would say, I need to do the work to get to where I want to be and need to be as I figure out the pieces to my puzzle. Um, and so, what I was talking about earlier, where, you can't define me with ease, or I can't be explained with ease, because I'm a creation and you're a creation. And I feel like at 30 I'm so tight. Don't ask me why I am the way I am. Like, that is the most annoying ever. Like, don't ask me why. I'm sick of the whys at 30. I'm totally sick of the whys. If you want to know why I'm a certain way, you can choose from what I put off to try to engage, or if I engage with you, to have some type of relationship so you can get to know who I am. Like, of course, I, know who I am, and there's always things that we need to figure out about ourselves. But what gives you the right to ask me um, why I am a certain way? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being petty. I don't know. But at this point, I'm just like irritated with that type of attitude. Not everything about me requires an explanation. Like, I'm just not going to do it anymore. Like, I'm so complicated. I know other people have problems too, but I can admit that I'm a complicated person. And there's a lot to me. And um, I don't have to explain. I can choose not to explain certain things about me. If you want to be in my company, and you really, want to get to know me, then get to know me. Take a risk and like get to know me, because I don't know, maybe it's petty, but that's just at my current mood seems like to be every day, and something that I've been thinking about. So don't ask. Um, and, there is a lot of parts to me. I'm sure a lot of people are complicated. I can be shy at times. I could be quiet. I could give you the side eye. I'm down for the turn up sometimes. Sometimes I want to come alive, honey, and I just totally transform. And sometimes I just want to really be in my moment. So I'm going to be extra. And then sometimes I'm really just a goofball. Sometimes I'm really introverted. I don't want to be bothered. Sometimes I want to be tender and I want lots of love. And then sometimes I'm just usually extra like positive, where I want to just give it out and spread it out. Um, so I'm just complicated. And I'm sure a lot of people are complicated as well. So when people try to get you to explain why you are the way you are, it's hard to do, and you don't have to. Um, and because we're complicated, we were complicated and made that way because we are a creation from the creator, right? Um, so I think that that's a freaking awesome thing. And with the last part, with, being a creation, I think that with all those different things about you, with people asking you those questions, why you are the way you are, as if there's something wrong with it, when you go back to the creation part, that makes you feel pretty freaking awesome that, what, I am a creation. So if anybody, now I'm not saying that some people don't need to change their behavior. Some people do have destructive behavior. Um, some people do need to come to truth with some things, and I'm like y'all like I mentioned earlier, I'm really trying to dig deep and do the work, because the things that are messing up things in my life are stopping me from being my fullest potential. I want to go through that process to be my truest self, to be who I'm meant to be. And that's really one of my goals. along, of course, with living his daily life on a personal level to have that fulfillment. So I'm not saying that people don't need to change, but some people just for the hell of it want to know why you are away the certain way you are, feel like they have to interrogate you about, your lifestyle or your thoughts, or your visions or your dreams. And it's just petty behavior. Like it's too much. Like nobody has to, explain anything. So just find value knowing that one, you don't have to give an explanation. Two, people can't define you because we're uniquely put together for a certain reason to serve a certain purpose. Um, I can't remember whether that was two or three, but three, um, that you can find beauty in knowing that you were actually created for a purpose. So if you do have moments of sorrow, if you do have moments of wonder, you do have moments of hopelessness, asking why you are the way you are, just know that with all those different parts of you and in that uniqueness, that there is beauty in that because there's purpose in it. So that's just really been on my heart because I really get annoyed, and some things just don't require explanation, and I'm really just not going to do it anymore. Like if unless we on that level and you calling me out on my ish because there's something that I'm not supposed to be doing and I'm not snapping into reality, then yes. But for just anybody who doesn't know me, um for you to really be serious about asking me why or require explanations on certain things, um, I'm just not going to do it anymore. And I encourage you guys just to jump on board. So that's really been on my heart. Shout out to everybody. It's the holidays, and I hope everybody's in good spirits. And just everybody just be in your moment, live in your moment, stay encouraged, and stay inspired. So happy holidays.